Now let's check out some teams who are struggling a little bit on the road, presented by Best Western. So there's a good amount of teams that are big that aren't doing well on the road. Number one, Purdue, which I talked about a little bit. They're 1-2. Duke is 2-2. We're going to dive into some more teams that just aren't doing that well on the road, unfortunately. We're going to start with number 3, Kansas. This game was a good one. UCF's first ever Big 12 win, by the way.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no better way to start off your Big 12 conference career. So they were upset by UCF on the road, 65-60. Kansas had 18 turnovers. UCF had 7 blocks. Kansas went 7 of 23 shooting in the second half. Now they're 1-1 on the road. What did you see in this matchup, Sam?
Kansas is the best four-player team in the country.
Yep.
They do not have a shooting guard, and I think it became evident in that game. The turnovers, you need another guard out there, but Hunter Dickinson, Kevin McCullough Jr. are having career seasons. DeJuan Harris. I mean, we know what KJ Adams brings to the table as well. It's just like, who is good? Nick Timberlake hasn't been that guy. They need a 5th guy.
Yeah, and man, 18 turnovers.
That's a problem.
That's rough.
Yeah.
I would have hated to have been in that locker room after that game, because we talk about legends like in the game.
Yeah.
Bill Self is one of the best that we've
sure.
got left
for
in
sure.
college basketball.
Yeah, exactly.
Pulling his hair out.
Yeah,
18
for sure.
turnovers.
Yeah.
And 23 points in the second half. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, awful. Okay, let's go to another top 5 team that lost on the road. Number 5, Tennessee, upset by Mississippi State on the road. It was 77-72. The win marked Mississippi State's first win over a top 5 team since defeating Oklahoma in December of 2002. That's a long time. They're 1-2 on the road now. Sam, your thoughts?
Question coming into the season for Tennessee was, can they find offense? They didn't have any last year.
No.
They had one of the best defenses in the country. Now the question is, where did the defense go? We found the offense, but where's the defense? They can't guard anybody. I think that's one of the bigger concerns for Rick Barnes, who, again, has a team that has the talent to make moves and win games in March. But yet there's still just a feeling of like, meh, I don't know.
Another one of these teams where you see the absolute bright spots where you're like, this is a team that could win a championship. And then you see a game like this where, yes, are there concerns? Absolutely. But also, can we talk about the SEC conference? Similarly to the way we do in football, like, there is serious depth here. Like, there's no such thing as an easy out in that conference.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so I feel like somebody was trolling me, and maybe it's
No,
like
not you.
Never.
God,
I wouldn't do that
in
for
general. Specifically because it's my first team here, Clemson, which, by the way, top 25 team, number 21, Clemson. Upset by Virginia Tech. Clemson.
Is your team?
Are you sure?
You have another one?
Upset by Virginia Tech. 87-72. They made 13 3-pointers and shot 54.4%. 31 of 57 for the game. So now 2-3 on the road, Clemson is. What do you feel about that one, Sam?
Says more about Clemson here for me, to be honest with you. Sorry, Christina. I think they started the year looking like they couldn't miss a single shot. P.J. Hall looked like an All-American, and he's gotten in foul trouble. Sometimes it's not all his fault. I think some of the calls going against him are a little bit jaded. But I'm not so sure that this is a excellent Clemson team this year. And the ACC, I think, should get a little bit more respect this year than they have gotten in years past, certainly last year. But it's still not the best conference. We'll see how they fare in conference play.
This feels like the big difference with them, or at least something that could help them take a leap, is the defensive efforts. In college basketball, if you can play some really tough defense, you could be in every single game. I think the graphic down there said they have allowed 79 points in the last 3 losses.
Yeah.
That is not a winning formula no matter who you are. It just so happens it feels a little bit worse for them because they are doing sort of most of the things, rather, that they need to do on offense in order to be successful. But, Christine, you got a direct line. Make a call.
Yeah, get on the horn.
People are calling for the firing of Coach Brad.
What's new, though?
Like, they want him gone.
They've been wanting that for a while.
Good guy. Yeah. So anyways, let's move on to the next one. That is Oklahoma, who also took a loss this week. They were upset by TCU, 80-71. Emmanuel Miller scored a season-high 27 points and had 9 rebounds for the Horned Frogs, beating 9th-ranked Oklahoma on Wednesday night, making the Sooners the 5th top 10 team over 2 nights to lose to an unranked opponent. They're now 0-1 on the road. Sam.
Got a feeling that the Big 12 is going to Big 12 again this year.
Oh, yeah.
And it does not get any easier for Oklahoma, by the way, who have to go to Fog Allen Fieldhouse this afternoon in the only ranked versus ranked matchup today. So that's what I'm going to do watching.
Yeah, I'm really not going to fault any Big 12 team for losing in conference.
Right,
Exactly. That is a disgusting league. Okay,
yeah, for sure.
Especially when you add this year at Houston. You saw what UCF did. I mean, TCU and Jamie Dixon, like that team legitimate.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you mentioned it, both Kansas and Oklahoma obviously taking 2 tough losses this week. So it's they're gonna be in the fog. So it's gonna be a very interesting one. And this is why I say that somebody is trying to troll me. Because on a positive note, we're talking about Louisville winning on the road.
That is a positive note.
It is a positive note.
Taking down Miami. Congratulations. It's still great to be a Miami Hurricane. How rude. They lost that one, but the good thing is they snapped a 22 road game losing streak with this win. I just want to talk about all the things that have happened in the 738 days since Louisville won a road game. Paolo Banchero and Chet Holmgren were still in college.
Yes.
Which, they're young, but it's
Still.
been a minute. Georgia has just defeated Alabama at Lucas Oil to win the 2022 CFP.
Yeah.
That felt like it was years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, it technically was.
Yeah.
The price of gas was $3.28, which is upsetting because it's only down like 20-something cents in 2 years, which is awful. Spider-Man: No Way Home was a top movie, and Industry Baby by Lil Nas X. I don't even know what that song is. Oh, wait, yes, I do.
Christine, the pandemic was still a national emergency
That's true.
the last time.
I think two new iPhones have come out since that.
738
That's
days.
a long time.
That's a long time.
That's a long time.
So good for Louisville, right? I mean, they're on their way.
Hey, listen.
Over
I honestly,
Miami.
though, on a serious note, I cannot believe how bad they are.
Yeah.
Seriously though, like I've got a lot of family like from that area as well. They take that team as seriously as a heart attack. Those are their New York Yankees, and for them to have just allowed them to be as bad as they have been for this long,
Yeah.
it is mind blowing to me.